Hi folks, HR Funk here, with a new product to tell you about. What I have securing this rifle to my body is McLean Corporation's Dynamic Retention Sling. And some of you might recall last week at the 2024 NRA annual meeting, I posted a short video with Tony from McLean Corporation demonstrating this sling and talking about how it functions. And when I first saw this as I was walking through the exhibit hall, my initial thought was, okay, that's just another tactical sling. Everyone out there is making some version or another of a tactical sling these days. But I stopped and talked to Tony and Neil, and first off, they're both very personable, so I enjoyed talking to them. But when Tony demonstrated this sling and talked about how it worked, I thought, you know, that solves a lot of problems with some existing slings that are on the market today, because it seems like usually you get something that's either very simple to use but lacks a lot of functionality, or you get something with a lot of functionality that is so difficult to use you feel like every time you go to use it you need to have about a half an hour's worth of instruction and maybe an hour's worth of practice to remember all the things that sling is supposed to do and how to make it do all those things. So in this video I'm going to tell you about the Dynamic Retention Sling, and hopefully by the time I'm done you'll be able to figure out whether or not it might meet your needs. So the most significant characteristic of the Dynamic Retention Sling is the fact that if you are someone who operates with a rifle or a carbine, and you have need to use your hands from time to time, this is especially true for someone like a tactical team member for a law enforcement agency or folks that are in the military. If you need to use your hands to secure someone, or if you need to move an obstacle, or you need to climb or whatever, your rifle can be stowed very securely and retained. Especially think about if you're securing someone and all of a sudden a fight ensues, they're not going to be able to disarm you or get your rifle away from you. However, if something happens and you need to deploy your rifle, it is essentially instantly ready to be able to be deployed. The way this is accomplished is by the mechanism that's incorporated into the Dynamic Retention Sling, and I'll give you a close-up look at this momentarily and explain exactly how it works. The Dynamic Retention Sling essentially has two controls. One is the tab of this strap, which is used to tighten the sling, and you can make this as tight as you want to secure your rifle to your body. The other is this loop that I have my thumb through currently, and when I pull forward on this, it gives me some slack in the sling, and then when I pull back, it releases the front of the rifle, and now it operates just like a single point sling. This clip is used to secure the loop or ring attachment point on the front of your rifle, and you can use other attachment points. I just happen to have a quick detach ring on the front of this rifle, and when it's done quickly, it's just a quick pull forward, pull backward movement, and you have released the rifle. You can operate with it, and when you're all done, simply reattach that clip, tighten up this end, and now you have secured your rifle back on your body. So the retention, as I said before, is very, very secure, but the accessibility is instantaneous. And you see how I'm doing that without even looking. I'm just looping my thumb or pushing my thumb through that loop, pushing forward, pulling back, and my rifle is out and ready to be used. Another way you can use this sling, if you're doing something and you don't want the rifle in front of your body, you can rotate it around just like this. Again, I can use this strap to tighten it down to the point where it's as secure as I want it, but if I need the rifle, I can bring it back around to the front of my body and again instantly release it just like that to be able to use my rifle. And then when I'm done, once again, I can reattach my clip, put it back around behind my body. Again, I'm only using this strap for tightening. So you see how simple this is. When I was talking at the beginning of the video about those slings where it seems like you need all kinds of instruction and practice and everything else, this takes just a few minutes to familiarize yourself with. And the next thing you know, you're doing this just like I am without even looking at what you're doing. So a couple of final thoughts about the McLean dynamic retention sling. First off, these are not inexpensive. I think I paid $80 or $85 for this sling at the NRA meeting, but I think the simplicity and utility of this sling really goes a long way toward justifying that price. I would love to have had one of these back in my tactical team days. In those days, we had sort of a generic 3-point sling that almost did as much wrapping us up and keeping us from being mobile as it did allowing us to access our firearm and be able to do all the things we needed to do. So I really like this sling. If you think it's something that might work for your purposes, I would encourage you to give it a try. Now, one of the things I'm going to do, and I've mentioned a couple of times that I'm going to be attending a training course in July. And this is going to be a 2-day, fairly intensive course, and I'm taking a variety of products with me to test out in that course, and I'm hoping to be able to take the dynamic retention sling with me. It's going to depend a little bit on exactly what carbine I'm taking with me, but hopefully whichever one I take is going to be able to work with this sling. And when I get done with that course of instruction, my plan is to report on how all the various products that I used performed. In any case, if you have any questions or comments about this video, and one other thing, I'm not getting paid by McLean Corporation for this video. They didn't give me this sling for free or anything else. This is just something that I came across that I really like and I wanted to make you all aware of. But if you have any questions or comments about this video, as always, make sure you forward those to me. Remember, if you purchase anything from Optics Planet, be sure to use my discount code, which is... And if you use that discount code, it's good for 7% off your purchase from Optics Planet. And remember, House of Pain, either House of Pain Armament or House of Pain Munitions, for either one, if you use my discount code there, which is HRFunk, that'll save you some money off your purchase from House of Pain. And last but not least, don't forget the Target sponsor, folks. Go to Target's online, check out their inventory, and see if they have anything that's going to meet your Target needs. Till next time, hopefully, with dynamic retention and rapid deployment, good shooting. Bye-bye.